Hi Mariana, this is Lianne Boas, and I have your evaluation of your handwriting sample that you provided me. Thank you to your sister for doing that. I'll just jump right into things and let you know some things that I can see in your handwriting. First of all, this is the handwriting sample that Dr. Zafarides did the podcast for regarding freedom and how that scares us and how that's okay. So interestingly enough, I saw the same video myself the other day, so it's great that you've chosen this. First, I wanted to say that you definitely relate to the TMS back pain profile personality in the sense that you're a perfectionist. You like to have things in essentially in order. You like to feel like you're in control. And when you don't feel in control, you get very, very nervous. I would say that you're a person that is hypervigilant about being organized, about being cautious, about pursuing new projects and endeavors. And in fact, your cautiousness shows significantly in your handwriting. So I would say that is an area that you would probably want to work on. And what I mean by that is your handwriting shows that you're so careful that maybe you get fearful of new events and new activities and launching new projects and new endeavors for yourself. So it's in your nature to be cautious and careful, and that's a good thing, particularly when you're around people who want to take risks that are really not too beneficial to them. But I think it's holding you back for some reason. There's something in your handwriting that shows that you might have a significant amount of anxiety about trying something new and being a risk taker, essentially. That's not your personality profile. You are not a risk taker. And I think that your intelligence and your pragmatic personality, meaning you're very practical and you take things one step at a time, that perhaps that cautiousness is creating doubt. And the self-doubt is probably what I see as being more significant in your handwriting than some other aspects. And that would mean that you question yourself too much, and you look too deeply into matters, and you methodically break things apart so that you can sort of analyze what's going on with your life. But I think you're a very grounded individual for the most part. It's just you get very caught up in trying to take care of everybody else to the detriment of your own well-being. I see also that you're a person who, I don't know if it's work-related, but you seem to show qualities in what I call the T-bars that show that you're practical, but yet sometimes your T's sort of are somewhat faded. And the T-bar in handwriting analysis refers to your work endeavors and your work efforts. And therefore, you seem to not have any oomph right now pertaining to work. It's either you're not really aware of what you want to do, you don't feel focused about it, or your priorities are with family and friends and taking care of children. I see you as a strong, nurturing personality, so you may not be the kind of person that really likes to work in high-powered types of positions. It's not to say that you can't, it's just saying that emotionally you do not relish the enthusiasm and the energy that you would need to generate in order to do work. If you did have a higher career aspiration, I would see your T-bars would be more like this. They would go, strongly to the right. See how you could barely discern the T-bars there? That indicates a personality that's hesitant about your career. So there's something there about that. And you also show in some of your Ys, you like to be taken care of. So while you like to nurture other people, You also like to take care of individuals within the family. You know, your Y swoops over to the left, which means you're always thinking about the past. So it could be that earlier in your life you were a caretaker personality, or that your mom or dad was a caretaker personality. I see also, let me delete some of this for you. You know, I just want to get it clean. Basically, I see that your relationship with your father, for one reason or another, became separated at an earlier point in your life, whether emotionally, physically, or both. And I can't tell what that event was, but I can see that you perhaps lost communication with your father. Maybe there was a divorce in the family, something of that nature. Or emotionally, for some reason, your father became ill, or something traumatic happened to your family, and that caused your father's relationship not to be as close to you as he had been earlier in your life. And I think for your TMS back pain issues that you might want to delve into that issue more through your journaling, or with a professional therapist, preferably if you can afford that. I do think that your father's relationship to you is critical, and if it's not your father, it's a father figure, and by that I mean an uncle who might have taken over the family caretaking role, or a man who was involved with your mom. I see that your mother was definitely more present, and is more present in your life. But there was a point at which your father was like, you were very close to him, and it was almost as if you were daddy's little girl. And I hope I'm not upsetting you by bringing this up, but that's what I see in your handwriting, particularly in your journal entries, which I'll show you in a moment. And the last thing I would say about your handwriting is you're a very kind person, very giving, very careful about who you give to. So that's important for you to know. You're a very cautious individual, so you're not just going to give yourself to anybody. You also have very clear communication vowels, which is an excellent trait. It means somebody who's very honest. Your O's and A's are indicative of clear communications. You're a person who's very straightforward. You can be blunt when somebody asks for your direct opinion, but you're kind when you're giving your straightforward opinion, which is a great quality that you have. I would say overall you're pretty balanced, but you do have moodiness, and that shows in the way the lines of your handwriting that's on the unlined paper goes up and down. And where it goes up and down is pretty interesting. At the end, you go up when you say that Dr. Zeffirides' podcast says, resulting from freedom is because you're human, not because there is something wrong with you. Like you're going up on an upward slant on that handwriting. So that shows that your perfectionism trait subconsciously is causing you to say, yeah, there's nothing wrong with me if I am afraid of freedom and the responsibility that brings. So it's an interesting thing for you to see. The other thing is, here you say it's up to us. You start to go downward, where it's up to us to decide to make sure that we succeed. So it's almost like you don't want that responsibility. Maybe that's your fear, is it's all up to me and I got to do it all on my own and I've got to be perfect about it. That's how I interpret it. Based on what I see in front of me. Okay, so now I'm going to go to the other sample that you provided me. And again, this one isn't quite as clear because this was from your journal, so there's some bleeding that comes from the other side of the journal. This is where I saw the father relationship showing. It's in the personal pronoun I, just to explain to you. And see how it goes up and it sort of comes down, but it never loops like the mother influence. And the same here, but there's a little like a little movement of the pen that's like a little loop, and that basically shows that your father was probably someone in your mind who was, you know, very close to you at one point in your life. You do tend to attract yourselves to people who need your care. I'm a little concerned about these two letters, the two C's. That shows that you draw yourself to individuals who are a challenge for you. You're not attracted to people who are like you. You're attracted to people who are much more gregarious, perhaps, and who can be a challenge for you. There's something there. I don't know. We'd have to have a conversation about that, but that's what I see. And the other thing is, again, your G is showing in wrong choice. You know, there's that wanting to be cradled, wanting to be taken care of, frustration about financial and material wants. And that's pretty significant. It goes throughout your handwriting. Sometimes you have a Y that just goes straight down. And that means that you enjoy your own company. You can spend extended periods alone, which is interesting because the rest of your handwriting shows that you are not like that at all. You're a very detail-oriented individual. That's shown by your eye dots. You're very loyal, and that's shown by your eye dots as well. The other thing is the loyalty is shown in that specific eye dot. Isn't that weird? But that's how it shows. So I would say you're very easy to get along with. You're a goodist to the max, according to Dr. Sarno's theories. And you are very capable of, you know, being there for other people. Here's where I think that's supposed to be a T, the word hot. And again, that's where there's no T-bar going across. So that's where I get the fact that you're a little indecisive about career choices or decisions. You like to be organized, but you prefer, there's the other T, that shows procrastination once in a while, and this T shows hardly any crossbar. So that's what I'm referring to there. One last thing, you do have a lot of repression in your handwriting overall, and it's throughout your handwriting, and I'd probably have to show you in a more involved discussion, but it's pretty significant. So you hold your feelings deeply, deeply inside. And there are ways of addressing this with graphoanalysis, and that's for another conversation. But you can change your handwriting to change your life, Mariana, and I would recommend that be pursued. But I will say, overall, you're very kind, you're very smart, you have all of these capabilities, and I know you're going to focus in on the negative things that I've said or what you perceive to be negative. But the truth is, you're a really great person. You have a lot of goodness in you, and you want to do good things for other people, and you're very, very organized, and you're very kind and nurturing. I would say that you'd probably be really good working with children or bringing children up and keeping things going within an office if that's your desire, and working with creative pursuits. You're a very creative individual. So overall, I would say you're just a lovely, lovely person. I've really been happy to be able to do this evaluation for you, Mariana. Again, if you want to go to my website and comment on this, you can at www.dearlianne.com, and you can also go to my site Write About You, WRITE, about, ABOUT, capital U.com. Thank you again, and I look forward to hearing back from you about, you know, what you think about this evaluation, and I hope this has been really helpful to you. Thanks, Mariana.